Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make millions of coins over Team of the Season with investments. Right now, the market is in tatters, but I'm going to show you how to control it to make yourself some dough. So if you're new around here, make sure to drop a like down below, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. If you guys are still stuck with a team like this, and everyone you play in Champs has a team like this, then you need to head over to Sky Coach in the link below. Not only have they got the cheapest and most reliable service for FIFA coins, you can pick any amount of coins, select your console, and put in code PRORECALL for 10% off. So any of you guys who've been on these investment videos before will know that what we go to first, of course, is always going to be Footbin, because Footbin is the place that we can have a look through how the market is right now, cheapest players, looking at the top cards as well, and of course I will go onto the console to show you my investments. Now Bisek is someone who I actually picked up over the weekend at the start of the weekend league for 404,000 coins. I will show you on the transfer market. Now yes, he has gone up an absolute insane amount. Did I miss the absolute sort of peak? Yes. So I sold him literally, I think 2 or 3 hours before this Evo came out. Of course, when the Evos came out, he soared because he's one of the best cards that you can put in this Evo. Now, personally, I wouldn't put 566k into a card to then Evo that card because you lose 600k. There are going to be better centre backs for that kind of price range. However, I will be doing my best to get player picks to pack this guy because he's absolutely brilliant. But I ended up selling him for about 580k, so I made about 60k after EA tax, which is good. I could have made a whole lot more, but that's just how it is. You can't predict Evos unless they've already kind of said, look, there's going to be an Evo coming out, and it's very difficult to kind of know when they are because it's just leakers, and sometimes leakers are pretty crap. So I got a bit unlucky in terms of the absolute peak. You can see there, I mean, even on here you can't even see the peak on here, but you can see he's gone up a lot. But there is going to be a lot of that with these new cards. So every week we're going to get new sets of cards, and I want to show you guys not only how to trade today, but how to trade in the future to still make millions. Now you've got the likes of Loftus-Cheek here, who is kind of fluctuating a lot. If you have a look at his price, we can see that he did peak at 300,000 coins. If we have a look at some of these others, we've got Zaha, who was actually really high up. I think at one point we're looking, oh no, looks like 300k. I think it was a little bit higher at one point. It might have been about on the 310, 20, 30 mark, but he's now down by 100,000 coins. So you can see a lot of these big cards are dropping. What should you do? Well, it depends on the card. You've got like the likes of Hincapi here, who is very packable, but because he plays for Leverkusen, yes, they drew, I think, their first match so far. The reality is, chances are he's going to go up in terms of rating. Now, I think that probably is why he's sitting at the price he is at the minute, but what you're looking for is the dips when Leverkusen go down, or when Leverkusen are, like I say, when I say down, I mean when they're, 1-0 down, 2-0 down, whatever it might be. When they're in a bad position, that's when you want to buy those kind of cards, because the market dips immediately. Chances are, as we've all seen Leverkusen this season, they won't actually lose. So you've got a good chance of making those coins back. Now, when we have a look at this team here, or this card here, it was about 200k when I packed it. It is now sitting at around 130k. One of the more useless cards, not very usable in game, and that's something that doesn't usually play into it, but can always play into it. So you've got the usability coming into a factor here. He's not great. However, you can access, I think, the Evo with him, and then you can also access further upgrades through Liverpool doing well. Now, obviously, Liverpool have not been on their best form, but there's a good chance that they do come out with this. So what you've got to look at with these new cards is how likely it is that they're actually going to do well, how likely their team are going to do well. If we look at, obviously, all of the cards available in this promo, a lot of them, I mean, even Havertz, that's a 1.2 mil card SBC. Absolutely insane. I don't think it makes any sense. You've got Rafinha here. He's going for 900k. He was at 1.2 mil, I think, at one stage. If we scroll down, don't know if it's going to have the actual point. Yeah, 1.1 there. You got 1.2 of that ceiling there. 900 here. But actually, I've seen that card at 1.1, 1.2. So I think Footbin's a little bit behind because how short these cards have been out. But you've got a lot of these cards that are going to drop heavily. Rafinha will not stay that price. And when he has a big drop, there will be a rise after it. So it's worth getting in on these rises as they come back up. Now, to look at the cards on the market, just on the cheapest by rating section, which is obviously where we go a lot of the time, is if we go to, I mean, 84s, as I said, invest in those, 1.2, they literally can't go lower. It was a very sensible investment. They will go up. The reality is EA are going to have to push the market to make people want to buy cards. So there's a couple options. They're going to do 83 times 10s. 83 times 20, they're going to do the 100 upgrade again. We're going to begin to see upgrades that we haven't seen this year in order for them to capitalize on getting the market back up. So they want obviously cards to be worth a bit more. They don't want you to be able to go and get an 89 for 18k. It just doesn't work for EA's model. If we have a look, DL Media here, if we got this one, yeah, that should not be 18,000 coins. An 89 rated card, it just does not make sense. But when we go into obviously the higher ratings, the 90s, the 91s, you can see a big gap straight away between 90 and 91. 90 rated Turland, she's definitely going to be a buy because she will rise up. If you can pick her up at 23, 22, you're absolutely laughing, because 90 rated cards are not going to go below that. And because she's only that low, because she's currently in packs. If you look at even Lewandowski here, he is 28k. He's 3k more than that girl who is getting packed an absolute ton. If we go, I don't want to look at Magnum. If we go back onto the 87s, the 88 side of things, you should see a similar story with some of these promo cards being left in here as well. So if we go 88, you don't have any 88. So maybe that's because the team of the season lives aren't falling into those brackets. Let's have a look at the higher ups on the 91 side of things. We don't have any TOTS lives there. So looking at what we've got here, guys, 89s are out of the question. You do not want to be investing in those. They are 20,000 coins, and they are somehow a big double what the 88s are. Right now, 88s are one of the most sound investments you can make. There is going to be a time the market is going to rise, and these cards are literally going to double. It's similar to your 84 situation. 84s will double from that price they're at now. 88 will double. 87s might touch, I mean, I would expect, to be fair, 10k as a minimum, 12k potentially, so there's a double potential there. But 88s, these cards are going to double. There's no question around it. The 89s are somehow double already, and you can see in an SBC, I mean, if you needed an 87 rated SBC, you might sometimes heavyweight it with an 89, but you just don't need to do that. You can pop 2 88s in for the same price, and it's going to do much better for your SBC, and that is really, on top of course, the market and what's available, going to be what's going to be controlling these prices. I mean, it's absolutely insane. 86 is being 4k as well. I mean, they could very easily go to 8 or 9k, but the safest investment is definitely these 88s realistically. But when we head over to the market, you will see, obviously, if I go to my transfers, I've been doing a little bit of selling with the TOTS Alive cards. We packed a few tradable. Obviously, of course, I packed more untradeable because EA hate us. If you see this Bizek here, as you can see, oh, it's taken away the bought for section. Oh, that's disappointing. It was on there before, but I bought him for 404, sold him for 475. It's disappointing knowing that he's gone for so much more now, but it is what it is. I can't win everything. He's probably going to dip, which is what I'm praying for. At some stage, that card dips. I can go ahead and go do that Evo, or that card just is available in an easier way to me, you know, whether it be by a player pick or something else. But right now, guys, honestly, TOTS Live cards, you've got to be careful with some of them, but if you have a look through, you can see which cards are realistically way overpriced. So obviously you've got like Turland here. She's not a bad buy. I mean, 25k if we go for Turland here. Let's just have a look. I mean, if you can get her for less than the 25k mark, because she's just standard 25k, if we can get her for 24 maybe, that kind of price, that, look, 24,750 is an absolute ton. She is far cheaper than any of the other 90 cards in the game. If we go for, right, okay, 24,250, compare price on this card and just wait for a 23 to come up. It's going to happen. She is going to go up by that 8 or 9k mark. Look, there you go, 22. Oh, someone stole it. But what you want to do is just get as many of these as possible, because she literally is below the value of the cards that are her rating. So it doesn't make sense that she's going to stay that value. People are listing her at 20k. We've got an absolute steal here. So make sure to get your purchases in. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.